Cool name. How you doing? Oh, you left. It's fun. To those who are watching this recording, this is the beginning of the live. And the beginning of the lives are always super awkward because you're just sitting there waiting for people to stop by, and then there's the voice in your head that goes like, nobody's gonna come and watch you talk. And then there's another voice in your head that goes, that's absolutely cool with me. Like, I can talk to myself because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna post this on my YouTube channel and then people can watch it there. Oh, thank you, Mike. Mike J is the first to comment. Yay! I was talking to myself there for about 5 minutes and I was totally okay with it. Oh, thank you, Red Pill Time. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are super sweet. Oh, thank you. Hello, Sandra. How are you today? Should I just speak in a British accent and pretend to be British and trick people into coming into my live? What say you, young sirs and madams? Shall we be British? Shall we? Let's pretend to be British today, for the sake of my British accent is awful. I just realized it is awful. Great, you're feeling great and beautiful. Shall we? What up, mate? It's great, innit? That's the extent of my British speaking. I feel like I should have like classical music playing in the background. That's entertaining, isn't it? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? In case you guys are wondering what the purpose of this live is, especially since you probably came to my live yesterday, I do need a tea. Yes. What did I study in uni? I studied psychology and anthropology, which has done nothing for me in life, except but leave me with about almost $30,000 worth of student loans. Yay. I am slowly paying it off, so that's brilliant. Everything that I've learned, oh, the accent won't come off. Oh no. I can't shake the accent. It's stuck now. Oh no. Well, we'll just see what happens. Maybe a proper British person will jump in and say, hey, that's not an actual British accent, you imposter, and then totally trigger my imposter syndrome. Yeah, you see, so we're going with the British thing today. Yes, I'm trying to lure visitors into my live. You say the alphabet. Oh, okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm tricking you into coming into my live. Come into my live. Watch me talk about nothing for an hour while I stimulate the algorithm into showing my posts to strangers. Is that working? No, people are leaving. Okay. So all of my studies that I've done, oh, the accent is still sticking. Oh, you will be here. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm always talking about deep stuff. One day I'm going to do a very boring live where I don't talk about deep stuff. Maybe not boring. Maybe people will find it interesting. Anthropology seems really cool. I'm just going to read you guys' comments in my awful British accent. Here we go. Anthropology seems really cool. I think it's important that we study what we enjoy, absolutely, and study what we are interested in rather than what makes us money. Well, that is absolutely true. Hello, Sweden. How are you? What is your name written perspective? I like your use. This is not how I normally speak. Welcome to the show. I am just reading random comments in my awful British accent. So, enjoy. But absolutely agree with you. And hello, Red Pill Time. So my studies on philosophy and physics were done on my own time, and for hello Stanley, and for considerably less money. The laugh that I do sometimes is a passive aggressive laugh. I do that because if I don't laugh, I will cry. There's the laugh again. I'm doing quite well, love. How are you? Oh, thank you for the kind words on my videos. I'm in a bit of an existential crisis today. How about you? How is your Saturday going, love? Love my podcast. Thank you for sharing your insight. Cheerio! I need a top hat. That is a wedding ring on my finger because I'm married. And he put the ring on it. Then he put the ring on it. You guys don't want to see that. But yeah. Oh, hey, there is a painting. There is a painting that I did. And the painting is called Fighting Nihilism. And I did this at the young age of about 19 because I was a delightful teenager. Very light, a very light-spirited teenager who painted paintings called Fighting Nihilism. It's something that I struggle with on a daily basis when I put on a smiley face. So I'd answer your question. For those of you who are popping in, I am not British. This is a totally false, totally awful accent. But I figure I'm going to keep doing it because one, I can't seem to get it unstuck. And two, why the hell not? Why not? And I encourage you guys as well in the comments to please, if you can, comment in a British accent. I don't know if it's possible, if it can be done, but can you write in a British accent? Here's another thing that I notice the British people do when they talk. They tend, actually, I was being quite animated with my face. Oh, thank you, Charles, I appreciate it. But they don't move their top lip when they speak. It's actually quite like this. I've been watching a lot of Merlin. I don't know if you guys have watched Merlin, but it's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful show. Hello. Hello, darling. How are you today? There was a negative in front. I don't care if there was a -12. I am an optimist and I look at everything positively. So my brain clearly deleted the negative and made it a 12 out of 10. Thank you very much. Yes. Hello there. Hello, mate. How are you? So yes, somebody asked in the comments, why is nihilism? Hello, love. There you go, governor. We are butchering accents today on the live because why not? Why not? Oh, I look amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Time Traveler. Time Traveler comes to all of my lives. I don't understand a lot of what he says, but he's a lovely individual and I'm always appreciative to see him. Thank you. I appreciate you. Try to speak without pronouncing the letter T unless it's at the start of the word. Okay, how did I do? Did I do it? Okay, try to speak without... God, I just choked on my throat. Choked on my own throat. Alright, try to speak without pronouncing the T unless it's... Oh, I did that, didn't I? At the start of a word. There we go. There we go. And also, keep your lips stiff. No, keep your lip stiff. Why can't I say stiff? I can pronounce F's, obviously. So yes, and to answer the question as to why do I believe that nihilism is all the rage lately, I think because how you pronounce that was really good. Oh, thank you. How you say start without the T. I know, right? It's like, start. I think I got that. Oh, in due Indubitably. Is that British? Yeah, it's British. It is now. Damn it. Wait, British. There you go. I'm doing it. What I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to, after I'm finished watching Merlin, which is what I'm watching now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to binge watch a bunch of bubblegum. I think it's on Netflix. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do another live, and I'm going to have a better British accent than the one that I'm presenting to you guys now. Somebody very unkindly said it was a -12 out of 10. I took it to mean that it was so remarkable. It actually shifted realities, and it like blew their mind away and made it so that they jumped to a parallel universe where it was a 12 out of 10. So there you go. Back to answering the question, what accent is it's clearly British, all right? Have I seen Derry Girls? I don't even know what a Derry, is that a show? Because I need to watch that if that's a show. If it's hilarious, I'm down for that. I don't know what accent this is, Sarah, okay? Don't judge me. I'm going for British. It's clearly awful, but I can't stop doing it at this point. I'm just kind of, it's stuck now. So it's a very awful British accent. However, are you blowing bubbles, mate? Don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. I'm gonna take it literally. Somebody said I should not pronounce the T's, which I just did there. And there again. There. Oh wait, no, they're saying it's okay if I start it with a T. If the word starts with a T, then I can pronounce it. Yes. Why do I think that nihilism, somebody asked, why do I think I should speak in Latin when you come back? Oh, that would be just interesting. I have to brush up on my Latin, obviously. Because we are in the midst of a pandemic that does not seem to want to end. Yes. So I feel like that might have something to do with this sense of existential dread and nihilism that a lot of people are collectively feeling at the moment. And I don't know when this pandemic is going to end or if it will ever end. So yeah, all I can do is put out TikTok videos and tell jokes, because if not, I will cry. I'm in a mood. Anyway, can I get, okay. The accent's gone now. It's just boring old me again, guys. How are you? I had no sort of plans for this live. Oh, no, the accent won't go away. It's still there, sort of. All right. I had no plans for this live. This is why, oh, thank you. This is why I called it, we're just gonna go with the flow. And because I found in the past that when I do have plans for a live, it doesn't go according to plans anyway. So I will not read the book of Daniel out loud or at all. I do respect your religion, time traveler 100, but it's not my thing personally. But I do respect your passion, behind it, and that's great. But that's just not my thing. I'm not a religious person in that regard. I do respect spirituality, and that is kind of more of my pursuit. But that's not just where I'm at right now at the moment. But thank you for the suggestion. So yes, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type it in. And oh, it's actually Wanda. But thank you for noticing. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. There's a little box. Do you guys see the box right there? There's a little question mark. Feel free to tap it and then type things into there. And I will look at them and then I will respond to what I see, the little letters and the little words that you guys have formed right there, right in the chat box. I encourage you to do that. What do you think? Pink Mirror Bale asked, what do you think of the Back to the Future trilogy? First of all, wonderful question, and I thank you. I thank you for asking. I thank you for utilizing the chat feature. Yes, that's the word. And asking. My first thought was right off the top of my head, is that when you, oh look, there's a little thing. Thank you for asking questions. I will get back to that. Actually, short answer, I have not seen Lovecraft Country, so I guess I don't have to go back to that. But I will. It's on my watch list. But Back to the Future. So my first thought goes to this. I am a little annoyed when I watch the Back to the Future trilogies, only because it's a great movie for its time, but I get annoyed because I feel like more people don't realize that when you use wormhole technology to travel through time, the wormhole actually takes you to a parallel universe. This is little known, but it's totally Googleable. Googleable. I like that word. So when he leaves, go and watch the first movie. He leaves his home. Very few people realize that when he goes back to the future, he doesn't go back to his own timeline. He actually never gets to see his family again. Sorry to ruin it for you guys. But when he leaves a hint. You'll see it says Lone Pine Mall. And he destroys the pine tree or whatever. But by traveling through the wormhole, he actually goes to a parallel universe. I am casually discussing a fictional character as though this is based on a true story. However, I am answering the question. When he goes back, it is now to when did I completely lose my marbles? I believe it was last Tuesday. I'm searching for it. If you have it, please feel free to mail them back to me. Thank you. So when he travels, when you utilize a wormhole, it takes you to a parallel universe. So when he leaves, and then he comes back where it's Twin Pine Malls, that basically is the hint that he is no longer at his original timeline. So that is the one thing about the movie, amongst other things, that sort of grinds my gears, so to speak. But otherwise, it's a cool movie, I guess. I mean, there's some other things as well, but I don't want to delve into that. More or less, that's the answer that I would sort of go for, or go with, right? I have not seen Lovecraft Country. I don't understand what you mean by what kind of practitioner I am. Please clarify the question. So I think I've answered most of the questions. I have not seen Lovecraft Country yet, but I know I will eventually. There's a couple other movies and shows that I have to watch. Somebody mentioned Dairy Girls earlier when I was doing the terrible accent thing. And I also want to watch Bubblegum. Metaphysical. I am not a practitioner of any sort of metaphysical religion, I guess, if that's your question. A couple lives ago, maybe a couple of months or so back, I said I don't like labels, because when you label people, you sort of force them into categories, and categories can be a bit, what am I looking for? restrictive, if that's the word I'm looking for. So I don't like labels. I meditate, I read, I paint. This is a new painting. And those are my sort of like meditations. But as far as like any sort of spiritual practices or like rituals or things of that nature, I do not engage in that. So yeah. Labels are all made up and basically meaningless. I would agree with Vancouver. And they're, what they just said. Perfectly understand. Thank you for understanding. Don't like labels either. Absolutely. I also said, when you ascribe or you sort of accept a particular label, whoever it is that controls the narrative of the label can also essentially control and change you eventually. And what I mean by that is, for example, there was a time when being a Republican, I've used this analogy before, but there was a time when being a Republican meant something completely different. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm like choking on my own. Completely different than what it means now, right? Because whoever it is that essentially controls the label, they've changed it over time. So I don't really like labels. And I want to read what you guys are saying. Labels can also hurt you. This is from Clem_D. Labels can also hurt you if you agree with certain things outside the label. Exactly. I could definitely see that. Anything another human just made up to call you is nonsense. I would accept that as well. So yeah. And somebody said those, if people within the label will turn on you. Oh, and thank you. So yeah, so I really do try to not, I really do try to not accept labels onto myself. Okay, Joe3 Scheme 03 says, you're obviously well educated, highly intelligent, very creative, and completely insane. Oh, is that a bad thing? No, seriously. Is that a bad thing? Because honestly, to be well adjusted in this reality that we live in, if you haven't been paying attention, right, to everything that's been going on, I don't want to go live with you. If you haven't been paying attention to everything that's been going on since the beginning of human history, how can you be normal? First of all, who defines normal? Secondly, who came up with the label normal, right? How can you call yourself normal when you look around this world, everything that's going on, and be like, no, I'm totally normal, insane. No, I'm perfectly insane. That is not an insult. I don't know if you think that that's gonna, I don't know. Yeah. But yes, I love that phrase. We are all mad here. And I'm absolutely mad. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing. I think I like you regardless. Yeah, you say insane like it's a bad thing. And I don't take it that way. I've been called a lot of things in my life, in my very short, long, depending on how you look at it, life. I get weird a lot. I get crazy a lot. I get insane, every so often. And it's just like, okay, cool. If you look up the etymology of the word weird, it actually means being in control of your own destiny. I will say that again. If you look up the etymology of the word weird, I'm not pointing to the shirt because of what I'm talking about. Somebody said they like my shirt. Thank you. If you look up the etymology of the word weird, it actually breaks down to mean one who is in control of their own destiny. So please call me weird. I like that. I dig that. Eccentric is a better word. I am eccentric. That's a sexy word. Call me eccentric. I want a shirt that says I can't even say it now. Eccentric. But yes, we're all mad here. I don't want to be normal. In fact, that's like literally like, if you want to like get under my skin, be like, wow, you're so normal. Like, ew. Like, I'm not, I am wearing a fairly odd parent shirt. I don't like that it's blown out because you guys can't see. I want you to focus on it a little bit better. It's Wanda. Wanda's real. She's hiding in my pocket. What do I think about white people? Gosh, that is a question. Wow. I'm gonna skip that question. Should I skip that question? I feel like they're people. Like, listen, okay, I guess, yeah, I'll just speak honestly. White people are people. I don't know. I don't carry any animosity, anger, or hate towards anybody or any particular like racial group or anything like that. Like, yes, all of my art features people of color, but it doesn't mean because I hate white people, like that's awful, like I don't. It's because there's not a lot of art that features people of color. And so I am painting people of color because people of color are underrepresented in art. Funny, I am not represented by any galleries because the galleries that have reached out to me told me, demanded, asked me, whatever you want to call it, in various forms. They said I need to stop painting figurative art because figurative art doesn't sell and I should paint more abstract stuff. And my response to that is no, because people of color are underrepresented in art. We don't have the luxury of painting abstract art because there's not enough representation of us. Like, yes, I would love to get up one day and just throw, and I actually have some abstract pieces. It's not hard to paint abstract art. And I would love to get up one day and just throw paint on a canvas and you know, make up some bullshit story about what it means or whatever. However, I don't have that luxury because I have the skills, I'm working on it anyway, and I have the talent to do so. If I don't paint it, it's not gonna be done. I mean, as in like my work, right? My style or whatever. I'm not gonna paint people of color abstractly because once again, we are not represented. We are not represented enough. People of color are not, I don't know how many pieces of art that you've seen that look like any of my paintings in my background and all of my videos, but there's not a lot of them. If I go on Google and I type in like figurative art or like classical art or whatever, yes, I did paint these are my pieces. In every video where there's a painting in the background, those are my paintings. I'm an artist. That's why it says Jolie Artist. But when you go in and even like, I know because I look for references, we're not there. And if we are shown, it's like, here's a slave, right? Or this person was, it's like messed up, right? Because they're not always slaves. It's just like archaeologists like to just reinterpret things, but that's another story. So yes, so I guess there's a very long way of answering the question. Yes, the Black Madonna, but a lot of people don't know about the Black Madonna because what is shown in the art world is, hey, here's a black person as a slave. Here's another black person as a slave. And you don't see paintings like this, which is actually still a little wet because it's not quite finished. And my brain was like, yo, maybe you should, you know, be like in front of that because like if it falls, like you're like, it's still a little wet, but it's like, I just finished it. I'm happy and I got to work on a new piece. Well, it's almost finished. There's some detailing that I still need to do here. I'm going to add some beading down there or whatever. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, that's a very long answer to your question. I don't have a problem with white people. I don't have a problem with any like huge groups of people that would be incredibly ignorant to do so. These are just sleeves. These are just like it's skin color, whether or not you have less or more, whatever. Like I don't have that kind of energy. Just be carrying hate in my heart. You know, and I understand there's a lot of like fucked up things that they've done historically and continue to do. But I feel like we're living in a time now where a lot of people are starting to sort of, you know, call people out, and that's perfectly okay, but it's not worth me carrying like anger, hate, or animosity in my heart for like people. Also, I subscribe to the ideology of reincarnation, so it's not about the body, right? It's about the consciousness and the soul and the individual. So that's a very, very long-winded answer to your question. No. I mean, look, I get your question. And I understand why you asked it. And I appreciate you asking it. And it is what it is. But that's my very long-winded answer to a question. So that's that. Have you ever painted a picture of your house you grew up in, or maybe your grandparents' house? No, I mostly just paint people. This painting is, if you're really serious, feel free to message me about it. But I typically don't sell my originals, at least not yet. I'm kind of working on it. Like I said, a lot of like galleries have been telling me that they cannot carry my work because it's not abstract and I need to paint more abstract stuff. So it is what it is. It is not a mural though, it's on canvas. What are we talking about? We're just going with the flow. Hi, it's me, Bryson. How are ya? Completely aware of my godhood as well. See, that's deep. I like that. What did you miss? You missed me starting. Hey, Northern California, how are you? Yeah, you missed me starting off this live with a terrible British accent. And then it's sort of just me asking. I don't want to buy it. It just depends on how good it is. Okay, well, I get it. Hey, thank you. But I am doing well. And where is everybody from? We've got Northern California, we've got Arkansas. I'm a skin artist. My canvas is living. That's dope. I like that. More pineal. Understanding when painting live figures, the work looks great. Appreciate you. Callie. What up, Callie? What's up, Texas, Kentucky, Vancouver, Canada, Detroit, Nebraska, Virginia. Wow, guys. Colorado, South Africa. What up? How you doing? Where is Tigray? Illinois. Hey, Illinois. New Jersey. Shout out to everyone. Also, shout out to everyone. Thank you. Yeah, so if you popped in, I was it was like a low-key rant. It was not meant to be a rant. Sometimes when I explain things, it does sound a little ranty. But it's the passion in which I speak that does come off a little ranty. Has your painting style always looked like this, or did you have to find it? So I go through, like, if you go on my website, you'll see my style has sort of changed. It just depends, I guess, on what I'm feeling. But right now, this is kind of what I'm doing right now. It's just like I call this art from a parallel universe. So it's a collection. But yeah, I certainly didn't like start off at this level, obviously. Rant away. You gotta find some way to do it. Okay. How would you describe your style? I like how they seem sort of angular. I don't know the word. When did you start painting? Do you have any tattoos? I don't have any tattoos, because I'm afraid of commitment. Let's see. It is beautiful. Thank you. I look like I date white men. Okay. Parallel. So yeah, this is called art from a parallel universe. And the idea is that what would art look like if we lived in a reality or in a timeline where like misogyny wasn't a thing and slavery wasn't a thing. And so that's what these sort of pieces that kind of look like in this style. That's sort of the mindset that inspired these pieces. But I also have some like esoteric pieces that I'm working on as well. Funny enough, somebody just asked me, how long did it take me to complete this? So the live that I did yesterday, I was actually talking about when you learn to sort of go with the flow. So before, when I would try to paint, try being the operative word, it would take me maybe a month or so to finish a painting. Especially when I would have two faces, because obviously faces take time. But believe me or believe it or not, this particular piece has only taken 12 hours, but sitting 3 hour over a span of 4 days. And that's from me just not trying to paint and just painting. So yeah. Somebody said I should explain esoteric because people don't understand the word. So I can't show a couple of my esoteric pieces because they have boobies on them and people are afraid or offended by nipples. apparently. So they are, I don't, typically I cannot do a live where there's like nudity in the painting, right? So I can't show them, but they are on my website. So yes, but what I mean by esoteric is that they have dual meaning. So there's this one figure, I might actually have this on one of my videos, I don't know. But if I do, you'll probably see me like keeping my head like this because I'm trying to block, the boobies with my head. But I did, it's like a two-headed person, and it's like a Janus symbolism, right? The head's facing an opposite direction. So there's one piece, and then there's another piece that I did, which I don't think I posted. If I did, yeah, I'm not sure if I posted, but it is like, it's a self-portrait, and it's me, and it's like the three selves or whatever: soul, ego, and consciousness, right? All three. So, and then if you look on the top of the painting, you'll see like a moon, and it's like you can look in very, like, you'll see really tiny figures coming out of the moon. Yeah, the double-headed god facing past and forward. There's a book called the Janus Point, that is an interesting read so far. And the idea, thank you, Anna, appreciate you. Recitation is a word I created. Love it. Have I been always good at paintings? That's a good question. It depends on how you define good. I've been drawing for as long as I could pick up a pencil. I've always drawn. And then when I was like, maybe like 18 or 17 or something like that, I just started painting. And I always kind of took to oil, and then I would paint like literally just one painting a year. It was like a hobby thing that I did. And it was like, okay, this is something I did, whatever, but just like once in a while. I think there's like a piece there, but I don't feel like turning the camera right now. But then I think about 5 years ago, I decided, okay, I've got to kind of become more serious with this. And I started just painting every single day for like 5 hours a day. Sometimes I'll take like 2 days off, but I make sure, even like after I finish this live, I'm going to go paint. So I would make sure that I would paint every single day. And when I started doing that, coupled with exercises. So if I'm not painting, you know how they say like mind over matter, right? And how you can like all is mind, and reality is a projection of, the mind. So when I'm not painting, I would visualize myself painting, and I would actually practice painting, but in my mind, even when I'm not painting. But most important thing for me, paint me esoterically. I'll paint you like one of my French girls. Is that the line? Anyway, but what I was saying in my live yesterday was that what I've learned is that, so this, like I said, this painting has only took me 12 hours in a span of like 4 days. But what I learned is I need to stop trying to paint and actually just paint. I know that is not me in the painting. You guys ask me that at every painting, doesn't matter like who the painting. That is not me. That is not, like, my nose is not, like, my nose is, I thought, this is my nose. I could do that. That's not me. But I do appreciate it. Unless I am just like painting myself in like who I am in parallel universes, all the different like incarnations that I have been. Who knows? Who really knows? So she has my ear. She has my ears, okay. You guys are hilarious. But yes, so yes, to kind of answer, I hope I haven't, if I miss your question, I do try to respond to what people ask for the most part. So if you ask a question and I missed it, just please feel free to ask again and I will try to respond. But yeah, so once I stopped trying to paint, a painting like this would have taken me like a month, maybe 2 months, because it's 2 faces. Janus Point. So Janus Point. The book is very dense. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me finish my thoughts. So a painting like this would have like with 2 faces would have taken me probably a month to 2 months. But once I stopped trying to paint and literally just sat down and I'm like, just paint. And the reason how I learned to just let go and just go with the flow is I realized that I'm not creating anything, because, and I said this in a live yesterday, so I apologize if it's repetitive if you were on the live yesterday. But what I realized is that all of time is happening at once, right? So there's nothing new under the sun. What we see, like, sort of what we see and what we create already kind of exists. And that, like, I had to like settle in with that thought. It was very humbling, right? But when I kind of heard it kind of repeating over and over again in all these books, that like even like scientists, when they come up with theorems, they're not the ones like, you know, figuring it out. A lot of the time these theorems like come to them like in dreams and things like that, or they're just accessing what's, you know, called the Akashic records or the collective, you know, consciousness or whatever you want to call it. That was very humbling, but it also helped me with my art, because I realized, okay, I don't have to create these paintings because they exist. I'm just the one that's actually, you know, that's actualizing it. Once I started to do that, I realized, holy shit, like this is not, like this is actually very easy. And then it like shortened the amount of time it took me to like create pieces, and now I can paint something that looks like it should take a really long time, in like I said, a few days, like 12 hours, but over 3-4 days, and only over 3-4 days because I have to let it dry because they're oil paintings. So yes. And then the Janus Point, so I'm not gonna like delve into it too deeply in this live. It's not easy. And it took a lot of time to get to this level now. So I don't want you guys to think that it's easy, and I'm certainly not bragging to say, oh, it only takes me 12 hours. And you're like, no, like it took me 12 hours plus 20 plus years of me, like, you know, like drawing and then painting. Actually, it's not even 20, it's probably more than that, of me drawing, you know, as soon as like I pick up a pen, and then painting, probably like, yeah, like 25 years or so, right? So it's not easy. I put in the time. I forget what they say. I think you need to put in like 10,000 hours to master a skill. So I've put in the time to get to the point now where I could do it easily. But I didn't start off like this. It took a lot of suffering, a lot of frustration to get to the point where I'm just like, oh, okay, relax and let it flow. And to say I have to have skills, once again, no. I started, thank you guys, I started drawing, you know, stick figures and everything, and my first paintings looked like shit. Like they were terrible. But there's something to be said about persistence. There's something to be said about doing something consistently, and that it just show up and do the work. The flow, it becomes easier for the flow to sort of come through. Okay, thank you, friends. These are oil paints, and I want to answer, I can draw and I can tattoo, I can't paint well. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. I am older, I'm 35, and thank you. Decided to go with pigtails today because, you know, super serious. But persistence over resistance, absolutely. And yes, these are oils. So back to the Janus Point. I just want to go over it really quickly. If you're interested, check it out. The writing, I can't remember the author's name right now, but the writing is very technical. But what the author basically is saying, and I haven't finished it yet because it was dense even for me. And I need to go back and finish it. But what the author is basically saying is that we are told that, yes, I did. Thank you. We are told that we are moving towards chaos, but what the author in the book, The Janus Point, is saying is actually the opposite, that one, like we have two sort of parallel universes moving in opposite directions, but we're actually working more towards a state of order and not chaos. When I finish reading the book, I will go back and reread it again, and then reread it probably 3 or 4 more times so I can have a complete mastery of it. And then I will do a podcast episode of it so I can explain it simply, because the author is not explaining it simply. And like I said, it's very dense. And I have a feeling that when I finish the book, I'm going to go back and be like, bro, like he could have said this in like 1 sentence. So I do promise to do a synopsis of it on a podcast once I've like mastered it. But it's super dense physics, saying that essentially, even though we're taught to believe that we're moving towards a state of chaos, that's not what's happening. The universe is actually moving towards more of a state of order. So I thought that was interesting. If you have Netflix, I think, hey guys, I don't want to go live with you. I think you would. I am an introvert. Stop inviting me to go live with you. I don't want to go live with you. Like, this is like, even this, it's like I enjoyed my lives or whatever, but then that's weird. So, if you have Netflix, I think you would like the show called Dark. So in one of my videos, somebody mentioned Dark, and I went and I watched one episode, but it was too dark for me. And I understand that it's in the title. But it was too dark for me. I think it started off with like a child being like murdered, and I did not like it. But a lot of people have been saying to watch it. It's just, I tend to be very mindful of things that I put into my mind and to my psyche, because they tend to stick with me. And so yeah. Unless you guys are going to say that it's not dark, but I feel like it is dark because the episode's called Dark. So unless you guys are saying, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then please let me know. But my first watching of that show, I was like, I can't hang. It was like too dark for me. Yeah, see? So yeah, so it's in a... No, I missed your comment about outwitting the devil. That, my response was not about outwitting the devil. I will check that out. My response was to somebody commenting that I should watch the TV show called Dark. It's on Netflix. And people are saying it's cerebral, which is right up my alley. And I think it was a video that I did about the future influencing the past. And that was where I was getting a lot of those comments of people saying I should watch Dark, the show. But like I said, I gave it a shot, and it was too dark for me. I guess hence the name. This is a conversation, no buying anything on the 4th of every month, no piece, no purchase. Oh yeah, it's the same interview, different name. Okay, cool. Yeah. Somebody commented they're doing this thing, apparently. They're saying don't buy anything on the 4th. Okay, and have I read Betty Edwards' Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain? No, but I want to. That sounds interesting. What do you think about the shift on our planet? Please explain more of what you mean by that. Like, you mean like our shift towards, because somebody was commenting earlier that we're shifting more towards like a state of existential dread and nihilism. And you're asking about a shift. So what kind of shift do you mean? Do you mean like a shift towards a greater consciousness? Is my podcast on Spotify? Yes, it is. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Google Podcasts. It's everywhere. I'm everywhere. I also have videos on my YouTube as well, but I encourage people to listen on like other networks, I guess, just so that you can have the option. I mean, please follow my YouTube, but just so you can have the option of like speeding things up, because when I do talk on the podcast, I feel like I speak really slowly. And to just have the option to like skip the pauses or, you know, to speed things up, I fully encourage you to do that. Okay, I don't want to miss you guys' question. Freedom of thought. I will just email me. Use the email function on my solo link so that I can, and just email me these books so that I can read them. Absolutely would love to. And I feel like I'm missing some questions in here, and I apologize if I am. Oh, I guess I wanted to comment on somebody saying don't, my YouTube link is on the bio. And Thomas Sowell. Isn't Thomas Sowell the economist? Can you let me know if that's true? It's the African-American economist. I could be getting confused with somebody else. Please let me know if that's true or not. I am sweating so much. Well, if you can listen to me talk all day, please feel free to subscribe to my podcast. I will buy you the book on Kindle. No, just I can get the book. Just tell me the title. I appreciate the offer, but yeah, just tell me the title and I'll get it. That's not a big deal. It's called The Hot Seat. I think it's because I have like 3 freaking lights on me right now. Yeah, it's probably the lights having something to do with that. But somebody popped in, and I think they popped in and kind of jumped out. I am sweating a lot. I am sweating profusely. Humanity facing its addiction to currency will be the last step in the, I'm waiting for them to finish the sentence. Okay, so what do I feel about us moving to a greater state of consciousness? I feel like it's inevitable. And I think it's a good thing, but we're going to have to go through some growing pains. I mean, in order for things to, tell me to relax. Do I not seem relaxed? I don't know how to relax. So if this doesn't seem like relaxed to you, like this is me all the time. Like I sleep this tense. Like so it has nothing to do with you guys. Like honestly, like it's not like I can see you guys. I have no fear of public speaking. I am 6'1". So I'm gonna say this again. I am 6'1". So, and I've been 6'1" for a really long time. People do not intimidate me. I am the one who intimidates people. I know because people say it all the time. So if I'm sweating, it's not because I'm intimidated by this conversation. I'm sweating because there's literally 3 lights on me. And yes, also my brain is going like 50 miles per hour trying to answer your question. And I'm a human being. I sweat a lot. My brain doesn't stop. So yeah, but I love this. I love this actually. I love talking to you guys and everything like that. But I do, yeah, I'm, I'm not intimidated by you guys. So yeah, that's my height. That's awesome. You're sweating from the high altitude. Exactly. I've been thinking, can I send you younger self a message to date? I know, yes, you can. You absolutely can, and people do this. An exercise. I don't want to miss you guys' comment. Thinking constantly makes you sweat. Do I believe in mutants in the sense that humans with super skills? I do. Ask me that again in case I forget. But absolutely, and I am not sweating because I'm anxious. I just sweat a lot. And I also don't use deodorant with like aluminum in it, which are antiperspirants, but they're not good for you. So like I use like shitty natural deodorant that they do not work, but I keep using it. So yeah, don't worry about sweating. You're still incredibly, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Okay, I don't want to miss what you guys are saying. So let me pick something and then stick with it. Do I read fantasy? I mostly read nonfiction or science fiction. Let's see here. Okay, so I want to answer your question. Do I feel as though humanity is moving? Try the crystal deodorant. Crystal deodorant actually made me smell worse. What is it? Schmidt's deodorant is natural. Okay, I might try that because literally like everything that I've used, like it's just like for like a wasting my money. Do I believe in mutants? Let me finish answering the first question, which is, do I believe that humanity is moving towards a state of like a collective awakening? Yes. However, I do think that we are going to have to go through some growing pains. And that's okay. Because I do subscribe to the ideology of obviously reincarnation and understanding that this world is a school. So, you know, it is what it is. Women's underarms can't stink. Okay. And then I got I'm going all the way back. Who is my favorite sci-fi author? Octavia Butler. I've read one of her books and I like it. I did like it. It actually reminded me of, I'm going to answer the mutant question too. I read one of her books and it it reminded me of, there is a, well, it was just a different approach to an alien invasion in the sense of them seeking out our DNA. There's something about our DNA and cancer specifically. I don't want to ruin the story. I hope I'm not ruining the story. But it's something about how the human body creates cancer, and they actually looked at that as a good thing. And instead of just like coming to Earth and like trying to like just take over Earth, what they wanted to do was instead was like meld with us. It was like, the book was really trippy, but very interesting. I don't have a favorite author at all. But I did enjoy her book. Leak Thoughts keeps asking, what color are my eyes? These are contacts. So right now they're gray. Sometimes they are green. Sometimes they're brown, but they're contacts. So if that's what you're wondering, they are gray. Have you read Ian M. Banks' Culture series writer, amongst other types? I have not. If it's a fictional, oh, thank you. If it's a fictional story, I don't, there's very few sci-fi authors that I've been reading. I've been trying to read more science fiction and less nonfiction, just because I think having the balance, having the two of them is a good balance, right? Stimulating my left brain and my right brain. And sometimes I wonder if my left brain, because I'm so analytical and so logical, is maybe becoming too overstimulated. So I think having the balance of, science fiction is great. So I am certainly open to more like fictional writers, and I write myself, so I think pulling inspiration from, I had a couple people recommend even some comics. So there is The Invisibles that somebody recommended to me that I still need to purchase, and I have purchased The Unwritten, and I started reading that as well. So I am open. Just if you have any like suggestions, just email me. Like I said, in my bio, there's like an email function. I guess you could use the DMs. I don't check my DMs anymore because people keep sending me like random videos. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. Ian M. Banks. Yeah, please message me their these titles, because I will check it out. I'm open. Like I said, I started reading comics as well. Anything else? I do have my shirt is Fairly Odd Parents. I do have a couple of favorite books that I like. One is Recursion by Blake Crouch. If you guys have not read that, please read it. Oh my God. Like Recursion by Blake Crouch. I know you guys are going to say, what was that? Recursion by Blake Crouch. If you guys have not read that, one of my, I wouldn't call him my favorite author because I only read like 2 of his books, which was Dark Matter and Recursion. So I wouldn't say he was my favorite author, but that book, Recursion, it was a different take on time travel. I love when authors do things that sort of, like they just when they present ideas to you in a way that you like never think of before. And fictional writers do a great job with this. But Recursion is probably one of my favorite science fiction books. And like I was saying, I don't read a lot of science fiction. What do you mean by live reading? Like I should just start reading a book? That would be interesting. We don't know how to spell 2021. Hey now, Recursion. That's a perfect spell. That's the way you spell it. But it's Recursion by Blake Crouch. If you guys have read it, like chime in the comments and don't spoil it, but like talk about it. I don't know what you're saying, but I love watching you elaborate on your personal interest. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I hope I didn't miss anything of, Moksha. So somebody keeps asking me, have I heard of Moksha? And I hope I'm not even messing it up. But I haven't. What is Moksha? Please tell me more. Please tell me. Give me all the information. I want it. If you're just joining my live, I am a weirdo. Somebody called me insane earlier, and I did not say that I'm not. So if you're like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Yes, I am weird. So much fiction does have a lot of truth. My merch, I am working on my website right now, but in my bio there, Mutants, I apologize. I will get to that, sorry. If you guys haven't figured out yet, this is the worst medium for me to try to have a conversation. I love lives, and I encourage people to, to please join my lives. However, I have ADD, so that's why I encourage you guys. Like, if you ask me a question and I forget, it's because I legit have ADD. So I actually, it's ADHD, which is where all this energy is coming from. So I'm not trying to miss the question. I don't know if this is the best medium for asking, answering questions. But if you're like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Why is she all over the place? It's the ADHD. But I do love answering your questions. So I want to answer that. And I forgot what the question I was answering before I interrupted myself to say what I just said. I'm going to go back, and I think it was mutant. Mutant. Oh, merchandise. Okay, first, merchandise. In my bio, it's I have an Etsy shop, and I have some of my t-shirts. I'm reworking my website to do more or whatever. If you want to buy a couple of my t-shirts, this is not this is from the Fairly Odd Parents. I did not design this. I actually bought this off of Mercari. I love Mercari. I love thrifting, and I try not to buy new things. I am I'm a firm believer, for most of my purchases, obviously, not all of them, are just buying things secondhand. So this is from Mercari. And I love haggling. I don't like paying full price for stuff. So I'm really bad. I'm actually terrible at this. A person on Mercari, if I've ever bought from you, I'm sorry. Because people will have shirts listed on Mercari for swear to God, $15. And I'll be like, $12. It's a brand new shirt with the tag on it that retail is $40, but I'm like, yeah, but $12. What about $5? I'm that person. I'm really bad at it, but I get a weird enjoyment out of I don't know. Anyway, so now where was I? Okay, mutants. I do remember your mutant question because you've asked me a lot, so I appreciate that. Mutants. Yes. So clearly we have oh, okay. We know what's attractive about you. Respect the way your mind, and no fake nails. Oh, okay. I wear fake nails. I'm not wearing them right now because COVID, but I used to. So I don't know if that's a, sorry. But yes, mutants. I do believe, I don't know if I would call them mutants though. I think that it's just we have we have the Cro-Magnons, we have Neanderthal, now we have the Homo sapiens, and then we have the Homo sapiens sapiens. So why wouldn't there be an X-Men kind of humanity coming next? Why not? Why are we assuming that it's just going to stop at hey, y'all, stop arguing in the comments. I just looked up. Why are we gonna, let me mind my own business. Why are we going to assume that there would, it just stops at Homo sapiens sapiens? Could there be Homo superior? Who knows? Are there X-Men amongst us? Who knows? So that's my answer to that question. And thank you for asking several times because everywhere. You have a podcast is my first time coming across you, and you have brains. Oh, thank you. I do have a podcast. I have 2 podcasts, actually. The first one is, I say all day, thanks for stopping by. I feel should go, Usain Bolt is an X-Men. I was actually disappointed that he wasn't going to be in the Olympics this year. Because that man is Superman. Come on, are you kidding? What was I talking about? Dang it, what was I talking about? Okay, we'll just talk about X-Men now. But yeah, so if we have like I said, we have Cro-Magnons, we have Neanderthals, we have, Homo sapiens, sapiens. So why not? Oh yes, my podcast. Sorry. Thank you guys. My podcast, I am available across all platforms. I have two podcasts. So the first podcast, I have not put out an episode on that. It's a 15 episode anthology. And it is called The Dark Oracle's Guide to the Multiverse. You could start at the last episode and then work your way back. I like watching things out of order. I'm that person. I'm that kind of in fact, remind me of this, watching things out of order, because I want to finish what I'm saying. And it was just 15 episodes of the podcast, and it was essentially the idea of that is, okay, if we are in a simulation, yeah, what would there I would need like an in-game manual as to like, you know, the Matrix. And so that was what that podcast was. So it was like 15 episodes and then that was it. My ongoing podcast, which I would please subscribe to my podcast, because I talk for like an hour and 30 minutes on there, and like I feel like nobody's listening to me. That podcast is called Your One Black Friend, and you can find that everywhere. I am everywhere. I am on my own YouTube channel. I upload the audio. I'm going to plug the hell out of my podcast, okay? It is called Your One Black Friend. And if I edited this video, there would be a title that would say, Your One Black Friend. Your One Black Friend. Don't ask me about the title, but it is an ongoing podcast. And I'm sorry. The first one is called The Dark Oracle's Guide to the Multiverse. Okay, and that one is just 15 episodes. I don't think I'm gonna put a new one out there. And then the second one is called Your One Black Friend. That is an ongoing podcast. I put it out every week. I have a new episode, and they are about an hour to an hour and a half. What up, friend? Dark Oracle's Guide to the Multiverse is the first one. And that one's just 15 episodes. Your One Black Friend is ongoing. That one, I actually do want you guys to like, please go subscribe to that. Please go subscribe to my podcast. Because I want to be listened to. Okay, where have you been? I've been here. I've been seeing it for a long time. You know why? Because TikTok is tripping, man. I think what happened, if actually, I don't want to make it like it's a conspiracy, like they're personally out to get me. So I'm not gonna go down that route. Although the thought did cross my mind. What is going on is that they introduced, okay, they did this. So what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna blame you guys. Yes, thank you for the reminder. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna blame you guys though. So thank you. They introduced this feature called like 3-minute feature, yeah? And are y'all really arguing in the comments? Stop arguing in the comments. Okay, anyway, they introduced this 3-minute feature, yeah? And I was like, cool, I get to talk for longer than like a minute, because clearly they're arguing about satin. Why are they arguing about satin? I like satin. It's very luxurious on the skin. And so they introduced this 3-minute feature. So I took advantage of that. And but what happened is, I think you guys are just not watching the videos all the way through, which I get it, whatever, it's fine. But they because people don't they start a video and then they don't finish it. If my most recent videos or whatever, if people aren't watching it all the way through the end, then what's going on is that then they don't show my stuff to other people. And so that's what's going on. So if you haven't seen me in your FYP for a while, it's you guys' fault. Yeah, it's you guys' fault. So, sorry. So when you watch my video, even if you don't like it, interact with the video, please, so that, you guys will see more of my new videos. Cause I'm sitting on a shit ton of videos and I can't post them because nobody's watching my shit. Actually, if you go to my page, I have, I literally just recorded it. I was watching Merlin yesterday and I was just nobody's seeing this anyway, so I just posted it up there. So yeah, interact with my shit, guys. Please. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I wish I could see your faces. Satan or Saturn. What are you guys saying in there? Like, I'm trying to like respond and I looked out and y'all are talking about Saturn. What are you guys talking about? I'm reading all y'all's comments. Merlin is witchcraft. Just saving me from Merlin. Okay, but... So, what was that? What was it? Something else. What was it? Somebody, what was I? Remind me, please. Remind me, guys. Remind me, guys. Oh, my thoughts on Jesus. I believe in Yeshua the way I believe in Buddha, in that they were enlightened people, and they came to tell us that we are all God. We are all children of God. We are all part of a collective consciousness of a hive mind of immortal souls. Like, they came out to tell that message. And then people killed him. So that's that. I don't think that Yeshua, his name was not Jesus, Yeshua. I don't think that he wanted people to worship him, and that like the way people worship him now, I think it's a bit weird. I have the longest fingers. I'm very tall. Like, imagine if I'm like 5'2", but these are my hands. Like, woo. No, I have long fingers because I'm tall. Okay, be safe, don't talk religion. I usually try to dance around it. And that's not the purpose of this podcast. So if you guys remind me, what else was I talking about before I kind of sidetracked, please help me with my ADD. Oh, watching things out of order. Yeah, I don't either. I do have the hands of an artist. Oh, it's very fascinating. It's my hands. Did you guys ever watch? Don't take me seriously, guys. I am ridiculous. I'm absolutely ridiculous. Do I have a day job? This is my job. I paint all day. I'm a broke artist. I mean, thankfully I have a husband that pays my bills. Hey, can you stop writing in all caps? I don't want to have to block you, sir. Stop writing in all caps. We know what you believe in. I get it. And look, I'm respectful of you, but like, take it easy. Just relax. It's okay. Take it easy, please. It's okay. All caps are very aggressive ways of communicating. It's like you're yelling. So I forgot what I was talking about. God dang it. What was I talking about, guys? Can you guys help me? Yes, I'm an artist, so this is all I do all day. And if I'm not painting, please stop writing in all caps. Be serious, Michael. So if I'm not moksha, I don't know what moksha is. I apologize, but please fill me in, teach me, educate me. You actually painted the painting behind you? Yes, I did. They're all my paintings. All the paintings that you see behind me in every single one of my video. Yes. Is telepathy a thing? Absolutely. Absolutely is a thing. There's studies on this. Not even just studies, like the CIA, it's a thing. It's absolutely a thing. Oh man, there's a book that I'm thinking about right now. I can't think of the title. Dang it. Oh well. But yeah, there's tons of books on there. Do I sell them? If you're trying to buy them, yeah, sure. Like, send me a message. Like, but no, not right now. How tall am I? I am 6'1". This is why my fingers look like this. I'm not just like short with like ginormous hands. Do I have plans? I don't have plans. Wait, no. I do have plans, but they're not inside the house. They're outside, and I cannot show them because they're outside, and I don't like to go outside. But I have a couple. I have like 3. I'll take a video of them one day. I'll take like 3. No, I'm sorry. I have three dragon fruit plants. They're doing really well outside. And then I have a couple of like, I don't know what they are. They look like aloe vera, but they're super spiky. So I have that, but they're not in the house. I've been thinking about getting indoor plants, but I don't know do they want to be inside? Do plants want to be inside? I feel like they should be outside, like, getting sun and stuff, not like, inside. Are men intimidated by my height? I don't know. Did you know it's estimated that there are 300 million habitable planets in our Milky Way? I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay, I think I got everything. Wait. Okay. Inner planets and summer outdoors. Okay. Okay, cool. So, any more questions for me? Some planets want to be safe. They don't do well in the sun. Aw, that sounds so adorable. I want that plant. I can protect that plant. What kind of plants are those? What are these introverted plants that don't want to be around other plants? Like, those sound like my kind of plants. Can you? Oh, aliens. Aliens are fun. I love talking about aliens. Let's talk about aliens. Yes, let's do that. So yesterday in the live, you won't offend us. Don't dance around topics. I love dancing around topics. What? Yo, I will do a matrix I will do a matrix bend around topics. Are you kidding? Please. Have I seen an alien? I have not. Wait, I don't know if I have. Yeah, I tap dance around topics. It's like, I will do this around topics. Like, nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't. I avoid confrontation the way Neo avoided those bullets that the agent shot at him. Nope, not today. Not today. So yeah. Okay, so please answer this. Are the 1%, of course they're aware of the collective consciousness. How do you think they control everything? Libra or Virgo? How did you know? How did you know? Yeah, as far as aliens are concerned, am I good at dancing? There was no music. So I don't know if you would judge me on that because there was no music playing. So I don't know. Maybe when I have music playing, I may not be on beat. These are just beautiful people. Okay, aliens. We're talking about aliens now. Have you guys seen aliens? I don't know if we're not gonna talk about that. I don't know if I have ever met an alien. Although I could be an alien and this could all be an act. How would you know? How would you know? Jupiter Ascending. I saw that movie a long time ago. That is also a Mandela effect for me because I could have sworn that movie, Besos. I could have sworn that movie was called Jupiter's Rising. I think we're probably surrounded by aliens. Yeah, I definitely believe in aliens. There was, I think, a couple of lives ago, I talked about this. I said, so just don't get offended. I know everybody loves to be offended over everything. I recorded a video today and I was talking about dissociating, but I didn't mean it in an offensive way, but I was low key should I post this because somebody's gonna get offended. So don't get offended by that. Yeah, that's the one with Channing Tatum. But what was I talking about? Aliens? You guys are asking you're not helping my ADD at all. Oh yes, okay, so hey, can you stop attacking people? Okay, sorry. I love you and I wish you the best. Okay, so sorry I have to block them. I'm sorry. I don't like blocking people, but relax. So a couple lives ago, I talked about how, okay, theoretically, don't get offended, theoretically speaking, it took humanity, theoretically, don't get offended. It took humanity they say it was 4 to 6 million years for human beings to evolve from chimpanzees to Homo sapiens. Theoretically, don't get offended. Please just stay on the topic. He said offend us. I'm not trying to offend anybody, okay? I'm trying to matrix around that. I'm trying to be a politician and not, upset anybody, okay? But theoretically speaking, they said that it took 4 to 7 years, 4 to 6 million years for human beings to evolve, theoretically, from chimpanzees to Homo sapiens sapiens, okay? Then I Googled and I asked, so how long ago did dinosaurs go extinct? And the Google said it was 62 million years ago. Okay, so theoretically they said that we evolved from chimpanzees. Theoretically, I'm gonna keep saying theoretically so that people understand it's a fucking theory, and not get mad. I don't believe in evolution. It's a theory. Relax. But for, let's say, 5 million years it took theoretically for human beings to get from chimpanzees to Homo sapiens sapiens, okay? But it's 62 million years ago that dinosaurs theoretically went extinct. Now, we know that there are still sort of descendants of dinosaurs kind of walking around now, like alligators and chickens and things of that nature, right? Birds, right? Those are technically dinosaurs. Do you think that in the 62 million years that there could have evolved, just like we are theoretically chimpanzee descendants, theoretically, could there be reptile descendants that have had a longer stretch of time since dinosaurs theoretically walked on Earth 62 million years ago? If they were sort of humanoid reptilians 62 million years ago, okay, they would have had a lot more time than us in that 5 million span, right? 62 million, 5 million, 62 reptiles, 62 million years ago, right? Chimps, 5. I wanted to put this in a video, but I was like, people are going to get butthurt and in their feelings and totally miss the point. So I'll just talk about it in the live. So is it that much of a stretch to believe that in 62 million years, maybe there might have been, or they might be reptilian humanoids sort of hanging out on Earth as well, and that it may not just be us, walking around here? So yeah, that's my very long form answer to the question of do I believe in aliens? And in addition to that, I don't even think that what we call aliens, like the UFOs and the UAPs or whatever, I don't necessarily believe that they are coming from another planet. I think human beings are super myopic and very egocentric and super arrogant. We're arrogant as fuck. Bro, I said theoretically, just Doughboy 444. The reason why I said theoretically a billion times is because I want you to kind of look more as to what I'm saying and not be that specific. So I don't think, right? Remember, 62 million years, 5 million, 62, 5. 62 would mean that they've had a lot more time, right, to essentially evolve in a shorter amount of time that we have had on this planet. 62 million is a long time. 62 million years is a long time. So some people, if I just casually walked up to a stranger and be like, do you believe in, reptilians or reptiles or whatever, or, humanoid species other than us, living with us on this planet right now, most people would be like, oh my god, you believe in reptilians as up? Are you crazy or something? You're like a conspiracy theorist or something? No, I have common sense. It's just not. Why would we think that it's just us? Just think about all the stuff that get that is hidden from us, right? That we don't even know, that we're just we're just learning on TikTok. Just I be scrolling through TikTok, just learning stuff I didn't learn shit in college. What did I pay all that money for? What did I pay all that money for? And I'm watching TikToks yo, bruh, y'all, really, I'm still paying I'm still paying student loans and I'm learning shit on TikTok for free. For free. Okay, we don't know shit, okay? To be lied to. Exactly. To be lied to. Exactly. So we are arrogant as fuck, right? And we think that we know everything so much so that when you say, like I said yesterday in my live yesterday, I was talking about, I said, what did I say? I said, I think this is sound, okay, half the shit I talk about sounds crazy as fuck, guys. If you haven't noticed. But I don't care. I said in the live yesterday, keep asking the questions, I want to answer your questions, but I said in a live yesterday that I think dolphins are suspicious as fuck. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? It does sound crazy without context. But hear me out. Hear me out. The reason why I think dolphins are suspicious as fuck is because, like, not against them personally, although I personally don't care for dolphins. Like, I think they're kind of shitty from what I've seen and learned about them on TikTok and on YouTube. All those degrees. I am not high. This is just me normally. When I'm high, I'm actually a lot more relaxed, and I don't do the marijuana. I don't do the Mary J. Don't diss the dolphins. Do you know what they do? Dolphins. Do you know what dolphins do to, like, yo, dolphins do bad things. Google this. Google things. Google this. Google this. Dolphins do some bad things. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it on this live, but they do some bad things. But anyway, I said, seriously, dolphins are awful. Uncommon opinion, but they do awful things to each other. Like, they might be all friendly to human beings, but they're kind of awful to each other. But I guess, you know, just leave that for another day. He said I joined the conversation at a weird point. You can't keep using Google as a reference. Why not? Okay, fine. Duck, go it. Dolphins are awful. Dolphin phobia will not be tolerated. Okay, but I'm just saying. Back to my point though. Hear me out, guys. I was saying I felt that dolphins were a little sus. Only because, not in a bad way, okay? Okay? Not in a bad way. But only because I say, why are dolphins so familiar with humans? Like, why are dolphins, they just run up to humans like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I'm still talking about aliens, by the way, in case you're like, wait, what does this have to do with aliens? You have to stay with me. I promise you, I will bring it back around. This dolphin conversation has, yes, see that comment that guy there, 666, just said? Go back to that comment. Yeah, that's messed up. But that's not what we're talking about. See, like, I want to talk about aliens. So I was saying dolphins and aliens. I was saying that why do dolphins just, when they see, like, the dolphins, like, will, like, swim up to humans and they're like, hey, human, how are you doing? They seem very familiar with humans, right? And I think that that's kind of interesting, right? I think that's kind of interesting. Aliens and dolphins. Because, like, for example, what other animal, like, what other creatures, like, what other wild creatures, undomesticated creatures, do this to humans, right? Like, if I went to the woods today and I came across a bear, that would be the last bear I saw, right? Because the bear will fuck me up, right? Bears, wolves, like, anything wild, right? Sharks even, okay? Like, they will mess you up. But dolphins are just like, hey, human, how are you doing? And to me, I'm still talking about aliens here. To me, they seem oddly familiar, oddly comfortable with dolphins. Almost like, and killer whales too. Oddly comfortable with humans in ways that make me suggest that perhaps are they interacting with humanoids in the ocean. You see, I said I was going to bring it down. So essentially what I said in the live, hello, they just want to hump you. These comments, I'm trying to ignore the comments and stay on topic, but these comments are, so I was basically trying to say that perhaps there are humanoids of an aquatic nature that are living in the ocean. I will say it again because you guys are talking about octopuses in the comments, okay? I'm wondering if the reason why dolphins are so familiar with human beings is because they might be interacting with some humanoids in the ocean that might be what we call extraterrestrials. Okay, mermaids, all right? God damn it. Mermaids might be real. I'm just saying, and it sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy when you say it like that. But is it? Why are we assuming? Why are we assuming? Why are we assuming that it's just us? That it just happened by some miracle, and it was just the chimpanzees that just decided, hey, we're gonna eat some mushrooms, and that was not me advocating drugs. And then evolve into Homo sapiens now. Like, remember what I was saying about 62 million years? 62 million compared to 5 million, 62 million. I'm just saying, how do you know? How do you know? Thank you for the rose, DJ. How do you know that mermaids aren't real? Have you been? Anyway. Well, somebody just said, does this stuff scare me? No, I don't get scared easily. Not a crazy concept of people there. No, I agree. Science, woman. What does that mean? People just say science. 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 You know, there was a time when people would say the Bible without like thinking beyond what just that word. Squid and jellyfish animals with blue blood are very strange indeed. It reminds me of that show. Dang it. I'm not going to remember the name. I'm having like memory issues today. Why am I so random? I am random as fuck. What is that show, guys, though? What is that show? It was like Resident Alien. Resident Alien. I mean, did you guys watch it? It's on TBS. Essentially, I don't want to spoil it. But essentially, they basically said that Resident Alien guy, like the alien guy that plays the Resident Alien, like he's like a descendant of an octopusy. Can I say that? All right. If you were an animal, what animal would you be? Question for everyone. Everybody, feel free to jump in. Do you trust people who don't blink? What? Oh my God, he said dolphin. Wow. I'm judging you. I do think if I meet a person that doesn't blink, I'll catch myself like in my mind. If I like meet a person who doesn't blink a lot, like in my mind, I just turn it into like a blinking competition. Like, okay, let's see who breaks first. But like in my mind, like I'm not saying this out loud to them. I say this in my head, and then I see who can blink first. So somebody asked me this question yesterday, and about like if you could be an animal, what would you be? And I said whale. Cause yeah, I wanna see if there are mermaids. So, peregrine falcon, fasted bird. That's cool. So I'm not gonna trust anyone who says their spirit animal is a dolphin. That's wild. Oh man, yeah, there's that's something to think about. Sorry, that comment's fucked up, but I like it. It's a fucked up comment, but I like it. And that is something to think about. Centipedes scare me. You know, I think it's size. Like, I feel like if I saw a centipede, if I didn't know, because there's something called like a house centipede that I did, like it, I saw a house centipede in my home once, like a couple of months ago actually. And it like, but my mind always goes to like the most implausible shit. And I'd never seen a house centipede before. This motherfucker looked like a straight up alien. Like you couldn't have told me it wasn't an alien. So I was just walking around and it was like in the corner. And like I always look up in my house. Like I always look up. Pandas need to go. What? Okay, I'm gonna go back to that comment. I always look up and I look and I saw it and I was like, what is that? What the fuck is that? Because it was like a centipede, but it was not a centipede. Like it looked like an alien centipede. And my mind, because I don't just like have logical like assumptions and logical conclusions to things, my mind was just like, clearly a wormhole opened up in my basement. And this creature found its way through to my home. It may not die. It might actually, like I was like, if I try to kill this thing, it might phase shift between both dimensions and come for me. And so I was just like, ah. So it was a struggle. Somebody said, you guys are killing me with these comments. You can rob me with a centipede. And then somebody else said, are house centipedes sellouts? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. So I'm going to dodge it like I do. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone. That's funny though. Pandas deadass have pretty privilege. These are the comments. Leave the pandas alone. They are chill. Like, I feel like we can learn from pandas. Like, are you kidding? They sit around and eat and mind their own fucking business. Can't we be like that? Like, imagine how Earth would be a veritable paradise if human beings sat around and minded their own fucking business. like they are an inspiration. They should be an inspiration to the rest of us. I have not seen videos of pandas attacking humans. Does that exist? Does that exist? I've never seen a panda attack a human. I hope that's the question. I guess that's the point of the question. Yeah, I like pandas. Panda. Okay. So anyway, more questions for me, or should I jump up? I don't know how long this live has been going. I feel like I've been talking for a very long time. Yes. I feel like I've answered all of the questions that have been posed to me. So I feel like mission, I guess not. I was about to say mission accomplished, like George Bush II. How many people get that joke? Okay, reading list. I have a lot of books in my library that I would recommend. So I don't know if I can provide one. Yes, I believe in telekinesis, but I'm not capable of it yet. But one day I shall. We should smoke a joint together. I don't smoke either, okay? So what would we be smoking exactly? Have you ever tried to be a psychic medium? No, I don't fuck with things I cannot see. I'm halfway kidding. So, okay, let me answer the question about the reading list. One day what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a screen recording and I'll put that on my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribing to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plugging it. Podcast, YouTube, do your thing, guys. Please. You said, am I still on here? Yes, I am. I was actually about to wind this down. So, don't judge me. What was I saying? God dang it, guys. Hold on. I want to finish answering that other question. Oh, well, I forgot the question. Okay, I think somebody asked me about, no, it wasn't pandas. I think we moved past pandas. Oh, reading list. Yes, sorry. Reading list. So one day I will upload my entire library. I'll just scroll through on my on my Audible, and then you guys can just see what I like. There is like almost 300 books in my library. I've read more than that, but Audible fucked up. And I will explain how Audible fucked up. You see, and I hope nobody that works in Audible is watching this. Anyway, they said when you buy a book, you can return a book in a year for absolutely any reason. And so I took full advantage of that. And like, I didn't abuse the system, but if I read a book and, if I read the book, I will try to do more lives. But if I read a book and I did not absolutely like it or feel like I should reread it, I would return the book and get that credit back. I did recently receive an email from them telling me I need to stop doing that. So kind of take it easy with that. But I have read more than the 300 books in the last like couple of years or so. But the books that are in my library are books that I've read multiple times that I enjoy. So I will one day record like a screen recording and just like slowly pan through it, and I will add that to my YouTube channel. They keep offering a free book to subscribe. Don't settle for the free book. They give people 2 free books. Wait for that to happen. Hey, that's not nice. We're all lonely here. I've gotten 3 or 4 subscribing and then unsubscribing. I like that. Do that. Look, Bezos has enough money. He'll be fine. Just kidding. If you work for Audible. Would you rather explore space or the deep ocean? I'm trying to go down to the deep ocean. Fuck space. Like, yeah, I'm trying to see if there are mermaids. Okay. Trying to answer all your questions. Do I believe in soul transferring? Let's see. That's a good question. I did do the art behind me. Do I believe in soul transferring? Gay pandas. Aw, that sounds adorable. It's like gay pandas. Do I believe that only 5% of the ocean is explored? I did believe it until you asked that question. And now I'm like, I don't even know. What if they're lying? Like, what if there's a whole ass Atlantis in the ocean and then they just lied and told us that it's only 5% that has been explored? Somebody asked, do I believe in soul transference and consciousness transfer? Absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why I started reading a book on astral projection. And then I watched a little movie called, or not really a movie, a TV show called Behind Her Eyes. It's on Netflix. And then I stopped reading the book on astral projection. I mean, I finished reading the book, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to practice that because I'm not trying to have somebody snatch my body while I'm sitting at home trying to do the most. So that is my answer to that question. Have I answered all the questions? Can I go now? If I've answered all your questions, may I depart from this live? I believe, or I should say, I feel like I have been talking for a very long time. Did you hear oxygen? Went on a date with potassium. It went okay. I like that. Gluteus Optimus, what do laser eyes mean in your comments? Okay. I feel like I've answered. Don't astral project, darling. It is dangerous. I don't plan on doing it, but I do appreciate you telling me that. My sweat is like migrating. What the fuck? For those of you who have been, when do you do my lives? I don't know. Should I simulation? Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. I will answer the simulation hypothesis. Ask me again. Ask me again. Hold on. When do I do my lives? Whenever I feel like it, mostly. But I usually try to go live once a week. I've gone twice this week already. But that was because mostly, I mean, I like talking to you guys. You guys are great. You guys are wonderful. I love seeing you. But also, TikTok is like suppressing my videos. So, lives are the only way of like letting my followers know, hey guys, I have a new video posted. And you know, getting people to see my shit. So I'm trying to get to 100K. I mean, it is what it is. This is all ego at this point. I apologize if you want to judge me. I am trying to get to 100K and then maybe more. I mean, I've seen people with like 10 million followers for like doing nothing. So I'm not even trying to get to like 10 million or a million. I'm trying to get like 100K. Like, that's a nice round number. So that's why I'm doing lives. And I guess I will try to do more lives until I hit that nice round number. So yeah. My mom is tall for a woman, but I am taller than she is. She is 5'9". Thank you, Jay. You are amazing. Thank you. Astral projection, it would not be surprised. I would not be surprised people in comas do it. I wouldn't be surprised either. Do you think it's possible that you're your own reincarnated ancestor? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you had the option, whose body would you choose? I like this body. I like the sleep. Have you guys watched Altered Carbon? Oh, simulation theory. I subscribe wholeheartedly. Thank you. I subscribe wholeheartedly to the simulation hypothesis. Actually, there is, I mean, like I said, I have the 2 podcasts. If you missed me saying that, I will say it again. I have the 2 podcasts. One is Your One Black Friend. It is an ongoing podcast. Please subscribe to my podcast, Your One Black Friend. It's everywhere. Like, you have no excuse to not have subscribed to it at this point. I mean, shameless plug. And then the other one is called The Dark Oracle's Guide to the Multiverse. And the approach to that, it's just a 15-episode anthology. And basically what I talk about on that is that we are in a simulation, and I posited myself as your friendly in-game guide to essentially breaking down the nature of reality and explaining the simulated nature of our reality. Yeah, more or less. So at the risk of getting too far, ahead of myself. Altered Carbon is amazing. Season 2. So my approach to Altered Carbon, hold on, let me read this comments. Movies, I recommend Lucy, Powder, Doctor Strange, Excellent Nature, The Green Mile, Star Wars, Yoda. So, what was I saying? Dang it. What was I saying? Help me! I've been talking for too long. I'm sorry for... Oh, yes! Yes. Altered Carbon. So, what I did, my approach to Altered Carbon was that I literally just pretended it was like 2 different shows. Because it does feel like 2 different shows. I mean, it was like the main actors were like 2 different people. When you watch it that way, you actually appreciate them separately. So just watch season 2 on its own. Watch season 1 on its own. And don't try to make them cohesive. That's my recommendation. So, I have not watched any of the Star Wars. Sorry, I'm a Star Trek kind of person. If that makes sense. Don't judge me. It was like Star Wars or Star Trek, and I went with Star Trek. I really love Star Trek. Okay, so, guys, I think I've answered all the questions. I'm actually quite impressed with myself. And most people have left now. There's only 15 of us, so I should go. I should go. Thank you, all of you who sat here and listened to me talk and go through my whole ridiculousness. for the last, I don't know how many hours that I've been talking. You guys are great. You keep saying try dial soap. Dial soap is not for the body, and there's weird chemicals in there, and you should not do that. But thank you for the suggestion. Till next time, yes, I will be doing more lives until I hit 100K, and even after I hit 100K, I'll probably still just do lives like every week. So there's that. And thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Oh, you guys are great. If you enjoy listening to me, please subscribe to my podcast. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much. I'm happy that you guys are happy. I should probably go now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for interacting. I so appreciate you guys and your kind words. Vancouver for sure. I know you've been here for a while. Thank you, that guy. Thank you. I know you've been here for a while. UK Thoughts. Thank you for following. All of you that sat there and listened to me. San, thank you. I'm literally I'm sweating. I'm dehydrated. Jesus Christ. Look at this. I don't even think I have any more water left. I can't talk anymore. I'm dying. I'm melting. I'm literally, this can't be normal. That can't be normal. I can't talk I'm dehydrated. He said, oh my effing God. I drink a lot of water. I'm okay. But yeah, this is not, please check out my podcast. Cause yeah, I do talk for a lot longer. And if you guys, I sweat a lot. There's also a lot of lights. There's 3 lights on me. So it's not helping. Not to mention the lights that are above. So I do sweat a lot. Yeah. But I am dehydrated now. So if you guys like listening to me talk, thank you. You stay safe as well. I hope the best for you too. And yeah, you guys take it easy. Thank you. If you guys like listening to me talk, and please check out the podcast. Thank you for those who have subscribed. A couple people popped in here and shouted out the podcast. I appreciate it. Thank you. Go get a glass of water, come back. Nah, man, I need to change out his shirt. This is gross. This is what the fuck? So yeah. And please, if you see my video, even if what I'm saying is stupid, I try to delete some of my videos that I feel are dumb. There's a video up right now that's kind of dumb. I'm just I'm watching Merlin, and I'll probably take that down. But if you guys watch my videos, watch them all the way through and just interact with them. That would really help. I appreciate it. I would appreciate it so much. Sweating like a hut at a buffet. Jabba the Hutt? Did you just compare me to Jabba the Hutt? That's awesome. Yeah. Maybe, what if I had started this live and I was like Jabba the Hutt, and then just because of my dehydration over the span of the hours that I've been talking to you guys, I became skinny. No, thank you. Einstein cuteness and just a rabbit attractiveness. I don't even know if that's a compliment, but I will take that. Thank you guys. All right, I'm gonna go change my shirt and drink some water. This is gross. All right, love to you guys. Later. Oh, Jessica Rabbit. Okay, thank you. That makes more sense. Appreciate it. All right, bye guys.